Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what I'm doing Christmas, honestly. I honestly don't even have any plans. So I don't know. I might keep the other lonely people who aren't spending time with family this year a little company, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days since I last went live. My man Chad Jonathan Lee Riches, man, he ooh. yeah, he got to me, man. He got under my skin. He did. I think that's what he was trying to do, and he succeeded. Because he doxed my family on Twitter. Yeah, he absolutely did that. I wasn't sure what to do about it. I wasn't sure how I was going to go about handling it. But it's not my first time being doxed. You know, I've been doxed before. So, I mean, you know, I don't like my family being fucked with at all. I don't like that. Because I wouldn't stoop as low as to start messing with someone else's family, you know, people who have nothing to do with anything. And all I'm doing is telling the truth. All I'm doing is trying to make sure that you guys understand that what you're doing by supporting people who dox people and do disgusting things to other people and mess with people's families. These are criminals. These are people with criminal records, you know, and what they're doing is what they're doing is and what's funny is I reported it to Twitter, and Twitter was like, they didn't break any rules. Dude didn't break any rules. I'm like, really? So if any harm comes to my family or any member of my family, I'm just going to hold you liable. You know, I'm just going to hold Twitter responsible. I mean, I reported it. I did what I could, you know. So, but people send me things, man. People send me things. First off, let me knock this out of the way. Let me knock this out of the way real quick. Yeah, I'm a big boy. I could take it. You know, I don't like the idea of my family being annoyed, you know, but or put in danger, much less. So for people who think that they're doing justice by somebody by this kind and engaging in this kind of behavior, well, you know, I mean, that should tell you all you need to know. But you all should take a listen to this. This is funny to me.
It's totally awesome, Lou. You're right. He is. He's you know, he's a great asset. He's a great team member.
No,
I gotta say, So, you know, we have hopefully
Chad.
a new addition to our team. You know, we are Team Summer. We are Summer's Army.
No, you're not.
And as many of you know, the Glare was talking a lot of smack about us, and
Still am.
we didn't take too kindly to that. And Jonathan, he's like a big brother. Doesn't like anybody picking on his sisters, and decided to handle him the way he needed to be handled. So hopefully the Glare will see the.
She condones the doxing, and she thinks that this behavior. See, a lot of you know me. A lot of you know me. I've been around a few years now, and you know that they're not going to bully me into seeing things their way. That's the last thing that's going to happen. So let's continue real quick.
Seeing the error in his ways, and is going to be coming aboard Team Summer, not Team Wells. So, they're the perpetrators of crimes, multiple crimes, and
they are the perpetrators of multiple crimes. Talking about Don and Candace, okay, Summer's parents. They are the perpetrators of multiple crimes
against their children. Everybody,
which there's no proof of. Which you have no proof of at all.
Elude that the reason why the Wells kids were taken away was somehow because of social media, and that it couldn't be further from
that contributed to it. I'm sure Don, going on social media as much as he was during, it's probably not the wisest thing to do. So, but I agree with her in the sense that that's not exactly, I doubt that that's the reason why they took the kids. Why they took the kids is frankly none of anybody's business. It's not your business. It's not my business. And it's definitely not their business. So, that's their life. That's their home life. Now, the fact that she, not only this group of people, now this started because I sent early this morning, I sent Marissa, Molly Golightly, a direct message on Instagram. And I'll even read this because this is, I want you guys to know where I come from, where my heart is. Okay. This is very important to me that my listeners understand what they're getting into when they support me, because I like to be as transparent as possible. So I said, I would like to speak to you privately if possible. Okay. No recording, no content, just a civil conversation. She responds with, how may I help you? Now, again, this is Molly Golightly, guys. I said, I'd respectfully like to come to a sort of ceasefire, quote unquote. These are my exact words. I would respectfully like to come to a sort of ceasefire. She said, absolutely. I said, your friend has doxed my family. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is Summer Wells' only realistic chance of justice. I will never throw your past in your face. In fact, I've defended you when others have. I know that I've taken jabs at you, but I am 100% fighting for this child. And then she responds, I would definitely rather have you on our team and then working against us. Why is it that you have been attacking us? Again, it's all about her. You can't expect people to not jet back at you. I, for one, haven't seen any of your videos, but I heard you're not very nice to me, and I've never done a thing to you. And I would be careful messing with Jonathan. He doesn't play around. And that's why I effing love them. And I responded. Now, I mean, think about that. Think about that statement right there. It's a threat without actually threatening, right? And then I responded, it's not personal. Summer is 5. You've been interfering and not helping with her best chance of being found. I take missing children extremely seriously. Now you want to protest the TBI? I'm asking you not to do that. The people you've lumped yourself up with are no good, Marissa, especially this JLR person. You're not doing any good by involving yourself with them. You have a very large platform with a lot of support. You can do a lot of good, but you're not, and you know you're not. We should be in absolute support of the professionals trained in finding these lost children. These children need us to use our voices responsibly. And then she just never responded. I said, okay, I tried. All right. So, yeah. So somehow Molly Golightly took that as I was switching sides. Like she didn't seem to absorb anything that I said here, which I thought was pretty clear. I thought it was pretty to the point and pretty clear. I don't think I could have been clearer as far as what my position is and why I've been quote unquote attacking them. And I don't feel that well, yeah, maybe I have. Maybe I have been attacking a little bit, but Burnt Toast is in the house. Y'all subscribe to Burnt Toast. I'm really enjoying her content lately. So please, and if you even want to come up here, I'll give you a link if you want. And please, guys, please like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already to this channel. And like this video, please. I would like to. I'm pretty close, and I honestly would like to hit 10K subs by the end of this year. So just a little while longer, I'd like to hit that goal. Not a big deal if I don't. I've never really been too worried about subscriber count, but it would be a nice little thing to top 2021 off with, is to hit 10,000. So now, I have somebody. Here's my thing. This whole narrative of these people, right? Their entire narrative. I know people don't like that word. It's the most overused word in this community, besides narcissist. But their whole narrative for their content is that Dawn and Candace are criminals and have criminal records. Okay. Now, Dawn and Candace, yes, you know, I mean, she was live this morning and she was pulling stuff up from 1991. Who cares what this dude was doing in 1991? I barely remember what I was doing in 1991. So I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is she pulling stuff up like this? I mean, and I wasn't going to do this. This is not something that I enjoy doing. The last person I did this with was Critical K. And it was necessary. And I do not believe in doxing. I do not condone doxing, so I won't be sharing anybody's real name. But people sent me some interesting stuff on our friend here, Bullhorn Boob. And I'm going to share that with you guys because she just sat there and I just played you her condoning the behavior of Jonathan Lee Riches. She condoned this behavior. She sat up there and she condoned it, and you heard it. Now, I won't stoop as low as doxing her. I would never do that. But I have redacted police reports from our friend here. I know her name is Andrea or whatever. Still, I'm not, that's not me. That's not me, Val. It's just not me. It's not something that I enjoy doing. But this is the point of me sharing this, is simply that no one lives in a more glass house than any of these people. And they are throwing a lot of stones at Dawn and Candace Wells without any evidence. Now, I'm not saying that they are stand-up citizens. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not even saying that they're innocent of a crime. I'm not saying that because I don't know. That's my point, is I don't know. Neither do they. They don't know. So, just so you guys can see, it's redacted. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, this is public record. I'm just the whole point of me sharing this because I don't like to throw people's past in their face. I have a past. I have mistakes that I've made. You know what I'm saying? I don't think my judgment today should be, and I'm not even saying to judge her. She's probably a reformed person. She's probably doing great with her life for all I know. I don't know. I honestly don't. I'm not sharing this to judge her. I'm sharing this to prove the point that she shouldn't be judging other people. She should not be judging. That is my point of sharing this. I'm not even going to keep it all up on the screen that long. I mean, these are all redacted from this is a Manatee County Sheriff's Office. I don't even know where that is. I'm guessing it's Florida. I grew up in Florida. So we've got an interesting story here. So this is June 1st, 2012. Okay. Arresting officer. Now, this is an arrest report, people. And this is an arrest report on our friend there, Bullhorn Boob. On June 1st, 2012, Boob did violate FSS battery. The victim and her are husband and wife, according to the statement. Blank was driving them home from dinner at a friend's house because he was highly intoxicated and couldn't drive. This made Betty upset. The two engaged in verbal altercation, being intoxicated, which became physical when she backhanded him with an open hand, leaving a small abrasion on the inside of his upper lip. Blank arrived at home and engaged in another altercation where Blank threw a styrofoam container full of food, striking him in the left shoulder area, stating he didn't want to press charges and refuses to sign an affidavit. So, I mean, does this sound like anybody that should be judging the way that we know Don and Candace are capable of living? Does this sound like somebody who has any right to throw stones at anybody? I mean, it doesn't sound like it to me. All right. So all right. Yeah, I already read that. I should have that one because it was bigger. Okay, hold on. Actually, a little different. I'm not sure it's even the same case. The defendant became involved in a verbal altercation with her boyfriend, victim with whom she resides. The altercation did become physical when she struck him on the left side of his face with an open right hand. Then called 911, fearing the situation may escalate. Upon my arrival on scene, I observed to be a calm and rational manner. The defendant was on the phone. I later learned that she had been speaking with her bail bondsman after approximately 5 minutes of being on the scene. There's no punctuation here. So approximately 5 minutes after being on the scene, she hung up the phone. When I attempted to speak with her, she immediately stated, "Just take me to jail." She then stated that the victim never touched her, and again, to take her to jail. She was arrested on scene after being taken into custody. She made numerous threats toward the victim, stating that I would find him cut up on the side of the road. She told a cop this, okay? She told the cop that the cop would find him, her boyfriend, cut up on the side of the road. Unreal. She's a real peach, this one. And I've gotten drunk and said nasty shit to people too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not judging her for it. You know, I'm just saying she's nobody to judge anybody else. That's all I'm trying to say here. And then let's see. Sorry, I lost my place. She also stated that she would have her family kill the defendant and that she is connected and would get away with anything she wants. She was increasingly hostile and did continue to make threats toward the defendant and myself, saying that she would make me pay for taking her from her home. So she threatened a cop too. Awesome, super smart. Then she, for taking her home that she purchased when she was 24 years old, she was transported without any further violence. I observed no injuries to her or the victim. The victim did state he did not wish for charges to be filed. And these are just the court papers. All right, here's another incident. I mean, there's a lot of this stuff, guys. I mean, this person just seems to have spent a time in her life where she just lived in the back of a cop car. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then she's going live with a bullhorn yelling at people and telling people to change their lives and do better with their, and throw people in jail. Throw people in jail. Like, all right. So the listed defendant went to the above listed residence and entered the rear fenced in yard and was, sorry, this is difficult for me to read because of the handwriting. And was, I don't know what that word is, on the back door in an attempt to contact her boyfriend. She was given a trespass warning on, I can't read that date, I think 7/13. I confirmed this trespass warning with a teletype unit. Sorry, this dude's handwriting is kind of bad. Something said she was in the yard and intended the, I don't know, man. Maybe. Okay, this is better. I confirmed this trespass warning with my Mojo teletype unit. Post Miranda said that she was in the yard and entered the covered porch to knock on the door. She also said that she knew that she was trespassed from the property and should not be there. Also said that he saw her on the porch banging on the door and called 911. Okay. Jesus, man. Like, I mean, dude, see, my whole thing, man, is, you know, I'm no angel. You know what I mean? I've made mistakes. I've done bad things. You know, I had bad habits, you know, and I had a sense of entitlement, you know, and it took me hitting rock bottom before I decided, you know, okay, I've got to work on certain things, you know, and I took responsibility for these things, and I made a lot of changes in my life, you know, and one thing I can be honest about, is, you know, I slip up, man. Like anybody else, I slip up. But I'm not up here judging people for making mistakes. You know what I mean? All I'm doing is trying to do the best that I can. But I'm not up here judging people for making mistakes. I'm saying, what if you're wrong about Don and Candace Wells? You don't have any evidence. You know, I mean, I'm not even done reading about this person, right? Look at the stuff that a police officer, multiple police officers so far making reports have said about this person and what she's done and said, right? Does that mean that she's a child killer? Is that what that means? Because I don't think it does. See, I don't know her. So what I'm choosing to do is give her the benefit of the doubt and think that she's actually making positive changes in her life for the most part. What she's doing here is disgusting, because there's no way that you can sit here and throw stones when you live in the glassest house ever And then you're going to protest. You're going to help organize a protest. You're going to abuse your First Amendment right in order to get content for your channel. You're going to abuse your First Amendment right just to get content for your channel, and then and you're going to interfere with an investigation. That these are professional law enforcement agents. They have a success rate of finding missing people all the time. I follow them on Twitter. I follow the TBI on Twitter. They throw Amber Alerts out there, and almost all of them come back with found safe. Found safe. These are the people that need our support the most, because they are Summer's best chance of being found. They are Summer's best chance of collecting evidence that would lead to whatever answers lie as to what happened to her. And if it turns out to be Don and Candace, then it turns out to be Don and Candace, but let them do their job, man. Let them do their job. It is unbelievably irresponsible, and it is unbelievably low to interfere with these people and what they're doing. And you say you're Team Summer, and you want to ruin the only chance, you want to interfere with the only chance this little girl realistically has? And you call yourselves Team Summer? No. A lot of us are Team Summer, but you guys are not it. None of you guys are it. I'm telling you right now. Let's see. According to the statements made by the victim himself and his wife, the offender engaged in a verbal argument that turned physical when she struck him several times in the head area with her hands, refused EMS, and I observed no injuries, was arrested for listed charge. This is a violent person, man. I mean, come on. This is domestic violence, and it's not one isolated incident. This is always happening, it seems. Maybe she's divorced. Maybe she got help. I don't know. But this is the thing. I'm the kind of guy that makes the assumption that she has. I don't know her. So since I'm doing everything that I can to be as a much better person than I used to be, then it is only right that I give her the benefit of the doubt, and that she's doing the same thing. But you can't be telling me that you're doing that when you're doing something like protesting Summer's only chance. Not only are you interfering with her case, but by protesting, you are distracting, and you're possibly interfering with God knows how many other missing person cases. You need to let them just do their jobs, not interfere with their jobs. That is a grossly irresponsible thing to do. And to do that to all these victims' families, because we're not just talking about Summer. You think Summer's the only missing girl in Tennessee? All right, let's read the next one, man. Let's see what's the date. What's the date on this one? I don't see a date. Oh, 10/19/12. Okay. All right. On 10/13/12. In Manatee County, Florida, the defendant did violate FSS 784.041. The victim, who is the defendant's cohabitant spouse, alleges that he was involved in a heated altercation with the defendant, who became angry and then began breaking items in the residence. The defendant then obtained a kitchen knife and then cut the tires on his truck. The victim alleged that she then pushed him down several times, causing injury to his right outside forearm. The victim stated that the defendant, then punched him in the mouth with her fist, caused him to bleed, and his front teeth became loose. He stated that the defendant then put her hands around his neck and choked him. However, he did not lose consciousness. The victim stated that the defendant then stated that she would kill herself with a knife. However, she did not harm herself at the time. However, she did not harm herself at the time. The victim declined to complete an affidavit because he stated that he can't write too well. Jesus, man. God. All right. September 10th, 2016, at approximately 5 hours, I would say, so it was 12:45 a.m. I was dispatched to a call in reference to 2 suspicious people walking down 9th Street. According to the anonymous caller, the female collapsed in the road for no apparent reason. I arrived in the area and located the victim and the offender running towards my patrol vehicle. She was not wearing pants and appeared to be extremely intoxicated. I exited my patrol vehicle and detained her for the course of my investigation. I learned the victim and her are husband and wife, and who live together as a family. On today's date, the couple visited the Dolphin Lounge to consume alcohol. When it was time to go, she became agitated at him for an unknown reason, according to somebody. She started swinging wildly and struck him at least one time in the face, busting his nose, causing it to bleed profusely. I claim that she was hit, but could not tell me where she was hit. There was a scrape on her knee, very verbal, and stated when she got out of jail, she was going to beat the shit out of her husband. Jesus, man. I mean, I almost feel bad for her. You know what I mean? Like, I know what it's like to have anger issues, man. You know what I mean? I know what it's like to have anger issues. But I've never been involved in, like anything like that so much. Like, I've had domestic issues happen, but I mean, I was I was practically married to somebody like this. Maybe that's why I kind of feel bad, because I was practically married to somebody like this. The only difference is she was a lot smarter. She would call the cops on me and then deny anything, and I was the one with all the marks. But she's not denying anything. Like, everything in the report is her saying what she did to her husband. Let's see. The listed defendant was at the listed location with her boyfriend victim. The defendant was in an argument with the victim. The defendant then shoved the victim. The victim shoved her back. Then, I mean, what a toxic relationship that sounds like. The victim on the right side of the chest, leaving a small red mark in the shape of teeth. So she bit him on the chest. She bit him on the chest. Now, I wonder how that takes. Let's think about that. Let's speculate a little bit, okay? It's only fair, right? It's only fair that we speculate on her life, the way that she's doing with, and irresponsibly, by the way. Let's speculate on that. How does a guy get a bite on his chest, right? How does a guy get a bite on his chest? If I had to guess, based on the reports that I'm reading, she was swinging and trying to hit him and hitting him over and over again, probably. I'm just speculating here. And he held her close to get her to stop. And since she couldn't swing and hit, she bit him on the chest. I mean, yeah, this is Blowhard Betty, Bullhorn Boob. I mean, look at this. It just goes on and on and on. Another completely separate incident right here. Defendant was involved in a verbal argument with her friend. The defendant was visiting him at the American Car Wash. The defendant was then given a verbal trespass warning. At the time, the defendant walked out on the sidewalk. As the defendant was screaming, she then walked back onto the American Car Wash property after she was given the verbal trespass warning. The defendant was then placed into double locked handcuffs. Upon incident to arrest, there was a small bag of powdered cocaine, and it was located in her pants pocket. Also, an incident to arrest, a small bag containing 4 pills of ecstasy. Okay, she liked to party. All right. So the charge for this is a possession of cocaine. Also, in an incident to arrest, a small bag containing 4 pills of ecstasy were located in her purse inside her vehicle. Also, a small scale with powder cocaine residue was located in her purse. So a small scale with powder cocaine residue on it. That means homegirl was selling stuff. No other reason why you would have a scale with coke on it in your purse. No other reason whatsoever that I can possibly think of. Homegirl was selling it. She just didn't get caught with enough to get an intent charge, an intent to distribute charge. Also, a small scale with powder cocaine. Blah, blah, blah. The defendant made a spontaneous utterance stating that she knew about the pills. She also stated that she has a powder cocaine problem. Defendant was then transported to Manatee County Jail. See, this is a person with a disease, man. You know what I mean? Like, this is the behavior. This is when you go to an NA meeting or an AA meeting, all you hear are stories like this from these people. Now, they're trying to improve their lives. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt, and because I'm not seeing the behavior of someone who's doing that when I see her do live streams. I don't see her yelling and cursing and carrying on and, you know, blowing down rails. I'm not seeing her do that. You know what I mean? So I don't have any reason to judge her for that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, at one point, this person had a disease and behaved in a certain manner. Yeah, that's nothing. That's just a ticket. So, guys, I mean, that's all I'm going to read on her, man. That's all I'm going to read on her. So, I mean, right. So where does she get off judging anybody is my point. You know what I mean? Like, where does she get off judging anybody? You know? Like, that's all I'm saying is, like, look at all this horrible stuff that she's done. Does that mean that she's capable of murdering a child? Is that what that means? All of this stuff that her and Marissa have done in their past? We already know about JLR's past. We already went over all that. And so he threw a little temper tantrum, decided to dox my family on Twitter. Well, guess what, dude? You're not the first person to dox me, man. You're just not. And you won't be the last. You will not be the last. I'm telling you right now. Like, I've been doxxed so many times. Like, dude, there's even a 6-hour interview, Paige's channel, a 6-hour interview where I'm explaining all of the stuff that people decided to dig into my life about. You get my life story in 6 hours. So, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about what anybody says or thinks. I mean, that's every time somebody goes real life, right? That tells me everything that I need to know about them. That tells me everything that I need to know about their argument and what they are fighting about and fighting for. It tells me that they don't have an argument, that they don't actually believe in what they're doing, that they lack conviction. That is exactly what that tells me. When you go so low, as to go digging into somebody's past, which, by the way, I didn't do. The only thing I did was redact everything. I didn't even redact it. Cherry did. I asked Cherry to redact it. She did, because she's a lot more thorough than I am. If I didn't care about it, I would have done it myself, because I would have probably missed certain things. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't somebody who gets to judge anybody, man. And when you go real life on somebody and you decide to dox them, and you make little underlying threats to my family members on a public platform, yo, that's low. And you know what? I mean, they're coming to where I live. They're coming to where I live. And here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go to this protest, right? I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be in JLR's face the entire time. I'm going to be in your face the entire time. Like, I mean, he posts a picture of him and some Proud Boy with a machine gun. Like, that's supposed to scare me. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you can't mess with somebody who's got nothing to lose. Dude, I don't have anything. I don't have anything. And since I don't run my channel in such a despicable, disgusting way, I'm never going to lose my channel. I'm just going to keep talking, and my channel's going to keep growing. And that's it. I mean, yeah, like, I'm just going to be in this dude's face the whole time. That's all I'm going to do. Like, I can't think of anything other than what I should be doing as far as that goes, because the TBI right now, as far as the Summer Wells case goes, not to mention every single other missing person in Tennessee, but Summer needs these people, and they need them to be able to do their jobs. And I'm not going to just stand by and let somebody screw that up. I'm just not going to do that. There's nothing in my DNA that would allow me to do that. KK, why would you be hidden? Is Burnt Toast still here? I'm gonna open up the panel, but I'm not letting like, I mean, it don't matter. So I'm gonna drop the link in chat in case you want to jump up here. It's up to you, because I'm really enjoying your content. I'm really enjoying it. And I hate doing things like this. I honestly do. I hate showing people's past, because her past, even though it's public record, it's none of our business. It's honestly none of my business, and it's none of your business. So I'm just making the point that I'm not judging her for her past, but she's nobody to judge anybody for their past either. That's the only point I'm trying to make. None of these people are, man. I mean, and I'm asking you guys, don't judge her based on what you read. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff in there like her drug use or whatever. There's stuff in there that I'm guilty of. I just didn't get caught. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to come up here and tell you that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? I've done stuff that I never got arrested for because I didn't get caught. It took me hitting rock bottom to start making changes. But I feel gross and dirty sharing stuff like that. I'm not even trying to lie to you. I'm not even exaggerating. It feels gross and dirty to do that. But these people, man, people need to understand what they're in support of. I feel like it's the Twilight Zone that people are actually supporting them interfering with a law enforcement investigation, with a missing child investigation. Was she at the laundry is probably the most prolific domestic violence case this year. Also, if she is supporting someone doxing others, family members who did nothing but. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. What's up, Toast?
Oh, wait. I had myself muted. Hey.
Yeah, I just recently started watching you, and I like the way you deliver information. It's cool. I mean, what type of channel would you describe your channel as? Like, what would you describe it?
Well, actually, I just found out about you too, because I think I had heard your name briefly a couple months ago, but I hear a lot of people's names, so I didn't really think about it. And then Laura did a stream complaining about you, and I was like, if she's complaining, I wonder if this person is worth looking into. But then I forgot about it, and then you did a stream, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. But I'm a Lulz Cow channel, so I don't know if you're familiar with what a Lulz Cow is.
No, I've heard that term before, but I'm a boomer, so Cherry's always making fun of me for it.
So basically, it's kind of like weirdos on the internet, but it's more than just weirdos. It's people who are absolute train wrecks. They have no self-awareness. They're malicious. They make threats. They dox. They lie. They're racist, scammer, abuser, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like really, really bad people. And
this has been a Lulz Cows channel forever then.
Yeah, who would have thought? Yeah, and so basically I'm in a community and there's a whole bunch of different, tons and tons of channels that kind of make up this conglomerate of Lulz Cow reaction channels, I guess. And so we just kind of expose them, make fun of them. And like I said, these are really terrible, terrible people. And this is not like somebody made a mistake and then they grew as a person. These are people that continue to become an absolute nuisance. They are abusive and slanderous and all of that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, how did these four find each other? That's a dangerous mix, man, because they're all like this. They're all like this, in my opinion. You know, like they're slanderous, doxing, like bad news. You know what I mean?
I think they're using each other.
And they're definitely using each other. Each one is absolutely self-serving, no doubt about that in my mind. But you know, so we pull our sources together is what the vibe I'm getting from them is what they pull their sources together and let's you know, I'll get subscribers from your subscriber group and you'll get subscribers from mine, and you know, so they basically just use each other to build each other up and exploit this missing child for donations.
So what happens when they do that, because I've been covering them since like July. That's when I kind of discovered Laura and then everybody else, is that they eventually they will eventually turn on each other.
Oh, every time. Yeah.
And so
You know how
when
many
they do
times
that,
her,
they
yeah,
it
you know how many
sucks.
times her and Marissa go at it? Like it's just funny because I don't listen to their channels. What I do is like I subscribe to some of the T channels that make little videos and little snippets because I'm not trying to watch these people for like 4 hours at a time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like but sometimes there'll be a channel that'll like put together like a little funny video and I'll be like, wow. you know. But yeah, it's there's so many where these two are constantly going at each other. And it's because they're self-serving. I don't have these issues with my friends on YouTube. I have, you know what I mean? Like I've had falling outs, sure. But I've consistently had the same friends that I have now since we became friends. I mean, it's been years already.
Yeah, same.
You know what I
And
mean? Like,
you look at MGL, I mean, she's going through people like pairs of socks, right?
right.
Like she just can't keep friends at all. And it's because this is what they do. They don't ever grow as people, and they're completely not aware of how, or even care how their words and their behavior are affecting other people. They just
No,
literally don't care.
they don't at all. Like it's kind of mind blowing. It's kind of mind blowing, and it's almost like it's almost like a luxury. It's like missing an appendage, but for some reason it's more convenient. You know what I mean? Like for them, it's so odd to me that they can be that oblivious to themselves. And you know, I'm sitting here and she knows, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if you were listening, but I read the Instagram thread that I direct messaged Molly Golightly. And you know, I explained clearly why it's grossly irresponsible to organize a protest in front of the headquarters of the TBI. That's really, really bad.
But she doesn't care though.
Right.
It's
right.
all about her.
And that's what I'm saying is once I explained all this, she just went dead silent. And then what she did was she contacted somebody and told them about the conversation and took it like I was switching teams because I asked for, you know, I reached out to her. I extended an olive branch. You know what I mean? Like since I'm attacking you and what you're doing on my channel, then I think it's the right thing to actually reach out in private so that I can at least have that peace of mind. Say I tried to reach out in private. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I did. And then what do they do? Exactly what a person like that you would expect them to do, which is select bits and pieces of what I said and then twist it into me, you know, joining them. I would not fit in with that group of people. I would fit in. I couldn't fit in less with that group of people. There's just, you know, I have scruples. These are people, all of them collectively have no scruples.
Correct. Yeah. And I had the same issue recently. I think it was the last live that I did, or maybe the one before that, where I had somebody comment and I had to address it because they thought that because I was calling out a particular scammer, that Laura was also calling out, I guess, the same day or the day before, that equated to me now, quote, siding with MGL and Laura. And I was like, where do you see that? And that's why I was like, I don't like this whole sides thing is ridiculous. Like,
well,
I don't play into that.
It's crazy because here they are, and they're the ones that are under some illusion that there are sides, right? Yet they're aware of what they're doing because they know enough to bullshit and call themselves Team Summer and say that they are fighting for Summer when they're not. They've just convinced themselves that they are in order to justify their really awful behavior.
But when they say team, what they're looking for are people who are going to capitulate to what they tell them to think. They want an echo chamber. They want someone who's going to kiss their ass and tell them everything is great and they're so amazing and this and that. They don't want people who are going to think outside the box, who think for themselves. they're going to say, hey, you know, I love you, but what you're doing is wrong. They don't want people like that. They want people to be like, I love you, you're amazing, you're a hero, blah, blah, blah. They don't want people who are going to challenge them in any way because they can't handle it.
And it actually makes her mad. It makes Molly Golightly angry when someone does it. She threw a fit the other day. She threw a fit calling somebody a see you next Tuesday, right? I mean, because they said, hey, you know, this poor little girl, you know, we don't know what's going on with her parents. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know what's actually happening with the case. I bet you anything that I could ask 3 basic questions about Summer that none of them would be able to answer without referencing. None of them.
Of course, they don't care.
I know they would, because they don't
I'm not
care.
even true crime, and I probably could answer some of those questions because it's like I've had to listen to them spout off all this nonsense, and then I've had to go back to true crime channels to figure out what they're saying. You know,
I haven't heard them share any useful information at all whatsoever between any of them. I have not heard them do that. Any useful information. This is what happens in my chat. Anytime if Summer's mentioned once and the live isn't even about her, but I just happen to mention her, I have my mods doing this and I highlight it because this is the kind of information that needs to be out there. Nothing else is pertinent to finding this little girl. There are trained professionals charged with the responsibility of doing this. And so it would make sense that since I don't know what I'm doing, I'm not a person who finds missing kids. You know what I mean? But if there is a law enforcement agency that is trained in doing so, well, then it would make sense that if I want Summer found, it would be to support those who are trained in doing so. Correct?
Correct. Absolutely.
So, I mean, why would, you know, and all I can do is just share information when it becomes public. If law enforcement shares information with us, then I'll come up here and I'll give my opinions on these things. And I do give opinions and I do speculate, but I speculate on facts. I don't speculate on rumors and hearsay. I don't do that. And I definitely don't make things up. And this is what I'm seeing coming from these people. And it's really, really disgusting.
Right. And the thing that MGL does a lot is she will decide what the outcome is in her mind. And then she will, you know, it's confirmation bias. You know, she'll pick things that will go along with what she's already determined happened. For instance, in the Gabby Petito case, she claims that, you know, he's alive and that he did this, and that, or whatever. I'm not going to debate that. That's up for debate because none of us know what happened, because that's the fact.
Right.
The fact is that nobody knows what actually happened, but she has in her mind that there's a certain set of facts that did happen. And so she will twist little things that she hears to like kind of build up what she thinks happened. And then she'll present it as a fact. And it's like, no, you can't do that.
Right.
Because you have a responsibility.
And she does it every time. Every time she talks about a case, she does it. She did it with Chris Watts. She did it with Cash Gernon, and then she did it with Gabby Petito, and now she's doing it with Summer Wells. I mean, it's grossly irresponsible. I can't say that enough. Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, yeah, this dude, he posts a picture of him with some militia dude with an with an automatic or with an assault rifle of some sort, you know, like.
Have you seen that video of Bullhorn Betty with a bunch of Proud Boys screaming white power?
No. Is that a thing?
I saw the video.
Is that, oh my God, is that on YouTube?
Yeah. I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it on Twitter. If you go to, dang, let me find it. So I'm pretty sure because there's people now in the Lowell's Cal community that are starting to pick up on JLR and Andra. So I hope they're ready.
Man, yeah, like.
Because I'm one of the nice ones. Like, they think I'm bad. I'm one of the nice people in my community, okay?
Nice.
Let's see. A guy named Crude AF did it.
So funny.
Okay,
like what in the world, dude?
Yeah, she's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, they're all crazy, dude. This dude tried to sue Jimmy Hoffa, dude, like, and thought that he could get away with that. Like, what are you doing, man?
I think he got the Guinness Book of World Records for suing the most people.
No.
I'm not kidding.
What happened? They denied it, actually. They denied that they were like, we don't do things like that. we don't do world records on lawsuits. You know, like. I mean, think about it. That's like doing the Guinness Book of World Records on SA victims. You know what I mean? Like the most SA victims. That's in poor taste. You know what I mean? They're not going to do that. So like, so he tried to sue Guinness Book of World Records, but it was a bogus lawsuit, just like all the other 2,600 of them that he filed. And they all the other 2,600 that he filed, but sorry, I lost my train of thought there because I look at chat too and I have bad ADHD.
Oh, you're good. I'm searching for that clip for you.
But yeah, I mean, why does he think that he can actually go to in front of a judge with these things? What a waste of due process being, you know what I mean? Like that's so bad for so many reasons. It's absolutely why he ended up doing prison time for it. Because you can't like pervert our justice system like that. You just can't do that.
Well, there's only two reasons why somebody would make that many frivolous lawsuits. One, for attention, or two, because they're looking to use that to get money. Right. And I think that a lot of these people who do stuff like that, it's probably a combination of both.
Yeah, like when you look at his pattern of behavior, he's just somebody who's trying to get attention. He's just somebody trying to get some sort of notoriety.
Okay. So I found the clip and I posted the link. It's a Twitter link in the private chat.
Okay.
And and that's
Okay. There we go. Okay. Cool. I mean, it's nonstop with these people. Like these people are giving me so much content. Like
I got content
like,
for years. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like these people are providing me with so much content and I don't feel the least bit bad about it. I feel gross sharing her personal police record because it's just not something that I take pride in engaging, in behavior that I take pride in engaging in. But let's see what we got here. All right. My computer sucks. It's like really slow. Sorry about that.
It's all good.
Let me I mean, is it just picture or I thought it was
it's a video. Hold on. Let me see here.
I mean, it looks like it.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a TikTok video.
Okay, here we go. Here's the actual link to the video.
All right.
He did like a short on YouTube.
Okay. Sweet. Okay, here we go. Okay, hold on. Sorry. Share it now.
with them. So I mean, I didn't hear her say it. Of course, you cannot like what? How can I say that?
She would never say what.
I'm pretty
She
sure
would never
everyone
say
around here.
my power.
Trump use promo code MyPillow. He's going to get 20% of the sale. Not the children of orphans of dire young ladies. Adam's going to get 20% of the money.
Do it.
Okay?
MyPillow.
MyPillow promo discount code when you check out at Trump 2024 swag.
Trump 2024.
Let's do it.
White power.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she's connected to a lot of really shady people. Really shady people. Yeah. As a lot of people who are in MGL's inner circle, not all of them, but there's a lot of people that Molly is connected to who have the same that. Yes. It's interesting.
I don't, I mean, that's hatred, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's just ugly hatred. I'm gonna play that one more time. I'm gonna play that one more time. Because that is just unbelievable.
The Trump supporter herself, obviously, and one of the guys said the WP stuff, yeah, and she was with them. So I mean, I didn't hear her say it. Of course, you cannot like what? How can I say that?
She would never say what.
I'm pretty sure everyone around here.
Trump use promo code MyPillow. He's going to get 20% of the sale. Not the children of orphans of dire young ladies. Adam's going to get 20% of the money.
Do it.
Okay?
MyPillow.
Promo discount code when you check out at Trump 2024 swag.
Trump 2020.
In her defense, okay, because I have to be fair, I'm not sure if I absolutely heard her say those words, but I know the one dude did, and she is holding that that sign with her hand from beginning to end of the video. So she's, you know, I mean, the company she's keeping, as well as giving a physical sign, I'm pretty sure they probably share the same opinions. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty safe to assume that.
She didn't even flinch. That, you know what I'm saying?
No.
So it's just like,
yes.
She said it at the very end.
Oh, she did. Okay. I thought she had just kind of laughed when he said it. Okay.
She said white. But
it probably cut off.
What I saw was she was hanging around Trump.
Watch this one more time.
She's a Trump supporter herself, obviously. And one of the guys.
And there's nothing wrong with being a Trump supporter. I mean, in my opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people who are Trump supporters, but I don't know any racists. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, I don't care who you vote for. I don't like politics in general because I just think they're all scumbags. But, you know, like,
I agree. Yeah.
At a certain point, it's like, okay, you have to start denouncing this stuff if they're claiming to be part of the group that you're from. Like, if you're going to sit there and agree with it and throw the hand signs up and laugh and think it's funny, it's like,
nobody should be sitting there. Nobody should. Right. I agree with you. Nobody should be doing anything other than speaking out against racism. Like, what year is this, dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, crazy. That's just a crazy way of thinking to me. It's the most ignorant, hateful shit.
Yeah. And she was with them. So, I mean, I didn't hear her say it. Of course, you cannot like, how can I say that?
She would never say white.
I'm pretty sure everyone around here.
Trump.
And use promo code MyPillow. He's going to get 20% of the sale. Not the children's of orphans of dire young ladies. Adam's going to get 20% of the money.
Do it.
Okay?
MyPillow.
MyPillow promo discount code when you check out at Trump 2024 swag.
Trump 2024.
Let's do it.
White power.
Yes.
No, she didn't say it. She didn't say it.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't say it. I mean, the dude did. I mean, and I'm not saying. I mean, listen, dude. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, you know what I mean? It's probably a duck. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not saying she's not a racist, but I'm saying she didn't say white power right there. So I'm not going to just let that slide, you know, and let everybody think that that's the case, and you know, build up to where that's. I mean, I didn't hear her say that. Someone said it. I think it was the woman behind the other dude that said it. She said white, but then it cut off. But I was looking at her lips moving. She didn't say anything. It was someone else. So the female voice that we heard was the other female, not her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's like the more and more people
are we going to split hairs here? Right.
Yeah,
are we going to split
thing.
hairs?
It's like the more and more that people are looking into this team, it's more and more bullshit. It's like, okay, what's going on here?
It's right. I mean, that's insane to me. That's insane to me. Like, and the people are supporting this. People are supporting her
and making excuses.
I mean, I almost don't even blame people because Marissa has a very loyal following for the most part, right? You know, like you said, there's people who just come and go because that's just how that's the nature of who she is. So, but the fact that she is lumping herself up with this person and probably sees it as a cash cow type situation herself, because she knows that the controversy is, you know, there's no such thing as a bad view. You know what I mean? There's no such thing as a bad subscriber in her eyes. You know what I mean?
Correct. But you do know that Laura and Molly have also been caught saying racist things too, right?
Sure. Yeah. I've heard about that. Yeah.
So it's kind of like birds of a feather, I think.
Yeah. I mean, right. So I don't think so. She's shocked that she wasn't shocked that she said it because it's something that she believes in. She was shocked that she would be stupid enough to say it out loud. That was Molly Golightly's reaction there. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm shocked that she would say that. I'm shocked that she would say that because that's stupid. Yeah. You know, us racists, we like to be quiet about it. I mean, dude, like
I prefer mine out in the open so I know exactly who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's another creator. I won't mention him because I don't want to drag him into anything, but he's a friend of mine, and he you know, he's been at the butt end of these ignorant views from Molly Golightly. Like I remember watching him live and go over certain things, and I was just like, ooh, like, yeah, that's not good. I don't even know how you explain yourself out of that. You know what I mean? Like you just straight up lose your temper and then say something straight up racist. You're like, what? That's not even like, that's not even, you know what I'm saying? Like those people weren't even like making innuendos. That dude straight up said white power. Like he didn't even like filter it. No. She wanted to be on a video given that sign, whatever that means. What does that mean anyway?
It means white power.
That? Does it really?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to.
That's yeah. It's like showing that it's white power without actually saying it.
A hand symbol for God. I don't even want to type this in my computer. Ew.
I know.
Gross. I mean, okay, so oh man, yeah, you're right. I mean, dude, let me share this. So this is what I Googled, okay? I literally Googled hand symbol for white power, okay? That's what I Googled, and then I hit images. I'm going to show you guys what it's showing right now. Unbelievable. Like
it's a dog whistle, basically.
Like, look, it's every single picture. It's that dude. It's that right there, like right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. I mean, it just goes on and on. And she is straight up making that symbol on a TikTok video.
Yep.
Like, this reminds me of Bill Burr. Bill Burr's a stand-up comedian. I got to get this shit off my computer. He was like, dude, real racism is like subtle and quiet. He was like, I'm not, it always starts off like a racist comment. It always starts off with, you know, I'm not racist, but followed by insert group name and fucked up conversation. Right. So, but she wasn't even pulling punches, man. She was just boom. Make sure you get this. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yep. And I've seen JLR has posted pictures on his social media platform posing with a Nazi guy. I'm just saying, these people are crazy.
What in that?
Let me see if I can find that picture too.
What in blue perfect hell is wrong with these people? What is happening?
I mean, like I said, I'd much rather them be out in the open than put a smile on their face and then say something later.
Agreed. At least they're like open about it. God. Oh, man. It makes my stomach sick, dude.
Let's see if I can find the part. Because I think somebody made a video.
Yeah, I always thought it just meant okay too, Michelle. You know, I mean, and there's a movie where this dude, Bradley Cooper, he's like a history teacher or whatever, and then he loses his mind. And then Silver Linings Playbook, right? And he explains where the term okay came from. And it was like President Van Buren or something. And there was some sort of sorority or fraternity, I mean, of if somebody was okay, they would say, okay, the word okay, this is where it comes from, is if somebody turned out to be part of this fraternity, then that meant that they were okay. So it means that they were part of that fraternity if they said, hey, this guy's okay, or something to that effect. Don't quote me, but...
Yeah, I have no idea about the history of it. I just know that
that's a movie, you know what I mean? Oh, did you just send that to me?
Yes. Timestamp 223 is, I think it's either his Instagram or TikTok or something.
It's crazy.
He's like, he's posing with all a bunch of stuff. I mean, you can watch that video later, but the whole video is about him and all the crazy conspiracy theories.
Like this dude.
Yeah. He's in my community too. Crude AF. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all gotta see this. Y'all just gotta see this. This is crazy, dude. I can't believe my eyes, bro. Like, all right, who's JLR? Let me full screen this bad boy. Yeah, y'all gotta see this. Like, I wish I could wash my computer after this. Like,
Lee and his ancestors probably rolling in their graves because there hasn't been a Civil War 2.0 yet. Not only is the caption disturbing, and not only the Confederate flag in the background, but if you take a closer look,
the
guy behind him has an iron cross.
And folks, that's not all I got.
I actually.
I mean, that
have
is
him using-
that is the patch that's always on like KKK robes.
Yep.
Like,
And he also
that's
does
the
the
one.
hand symbol too.
That dude is a Klansman. Yeah,
Yes.
that dude is a straight up Klansman. Like, wow.
the white power symbol. Not only
Yeah.
do we have
These are awful people. These are awful, awful people.
Yeah.
that stuff there, as you know, just a white power and such, and the Robert E. Lee rolling in his grave because there's not a Civil War 2.0. We also have Islamophobia. Not only do I have this screenshot here,
Okay.
I also have a clip of where he went to a place of worship for the Islamic people and did this.
Jonathan Lee Riches, and
AKA moron.
place here is the Islamic Society of Chester County. Entrance for women, entrance for men. And me and James Holmes wanted to take a trip. I have a letter here. I'd like to read it.
Oh yeah, and he's in support of James Holmes, isn't he?
Yes. He supports a lot of serial killers and mass murders.
All right, so
And he says that they're not guilty.
So
or
just
that
so
it's
you
not their
guys
fault.
know who James Holmes is. James Holmes is the guy who did the shooting in the theater in Colorado at the opening night of The Dark Knight Rises. Killed a lot of people.
Yeah, he believes that James Holmes is innocent because the government either drugged him or used mind control to make him do it. Therefore, he should not have to go to jail.
This dude is unbelievable, bro.
I'm not kidding. Yeah. And this whole thing that you're watching now, he's obviously a moron because he doesn't realize that both
Clearly.
Jews and Muslims don't eat pork, because he starts reading a handwritten letter that he wrote to this Muslim place of worship, and he leaves pork on the ground with this note, I guess, to like torture them. And then in the note, he's talking about how this is from the Jewish people of this community. I'm like, bruh, the Jewish people don't eat pork either. What are you talking about? Like, it's just really weird. Yeah.
Dear Islamic Society of Chester County, on behalf of Jonathan Lee Riches and James Holmes, we would like to wish you a happy Hanukkah. Please accept our donation of food, a token of our appreciation. Jesus loves you. Jonathan Lee Riches and James Holmes. I'm going to...
That always blows my mind too, man.
Here is pork skins, pork rinds.
Moron, dude.
And here
This guy's for real too.
is pork and beans.
So doing more research into Jonathan Lee Richards,
I can't even get mad at that.
someone has cataloged
It's so stupid.
recent things that he has done, not only bashing the LGBTQ community.
Like,
but
I can't even.
Yeah, he probably went to some 7-Eleven and was like, I'm doing something today.
Totally what he did. Let's watch that one more time.
Spend his food stamps on that.
Here is pork skins, pork rinds. And here is pork and beans.
What a jackass, bro.
So doing more
Like,
research into
what?
Jonathan Lee Richards.
I can't even. You might as well just keep watching this dude's video, man, because I like him. I don't think he'll mind if I'm talking good stuff.
No, he's cool. He's cool.
And
And
someone has
and Mods will
cataloged
put his
recent
link in the
things
chat,
that
too.
he has done, not only bashing the LGBTQ community, but also using a lot of, and I mean a lot of tragedies like Sandy Hook and stuff like that to help boost his name. He even went out his way to...
K Smalls, I mean, it is of blood, but it's also of faith. You know, there's
It's both. Yeah,
it's
because I find people that are ethnically Jew who have converted to something else, and then I know people who are not ethnically Jew but have converted to Judaism. So it's both.
Like Larry David is Jewish by blood, but he doesn't practice, and he makes, it makes for good comedy on his show Curb Your Enthusiasm. The self-loathing Jew. It's so funny. Sorry, that's like my favorite show.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people do get it mixed up.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, but if you're not sure about something, don't type that. You know what I mean? But what blows my mind is like, with the whole Jesus loves you, right? Like, do you hear yourself? Do you see what you're doing? Can you picture Jesus doing any of the stuff that you're doing? Think about it. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking
like
directly.
That, with people like that, religion is a tool for them.
Right. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm talking to anybody who has hate in their heart for anything, and then you know what I'm saying? Like, like, how do you hear yourself? Because you can't go around saying, preaching religion when you're doing the opposite of anything Christ would do. Hey, welcome Tina Cox, right on. I gotta figure out. I'm gonna make Cherry figure out how to make emojis, because I gotta give my YouTube members cool emojis or something.
Start a crazy hashtag about Susan Smith, who, if you don't remember who Susan Smith is, she is the lady that murdered her 2 children. This is a person who is right now actively trying to go to Gabby Petito and right now Summer Wells into trying to find out what happened. But this is the same guy that wants Susan Smith to be freed. Is that the kind of person you want to associate yourself with? Again, if you don't remember who Susan Smith is, she murdered her 2 children. So a guy who is trying to...
This guy's like my spirit animal. Like, he's basically saying everything I say.
Yeah.
I love that.
Find Summer Wells was the same person that...
Oh, commercial. Get that revenue, dude. Good for you, buddy. But I'm skipping the ad. Sorry, bro.
That was wanting Susan Smith to be free. It doesn't make sense. I try to keep these short because obviously shorter videos kind of do better within the YouTube algorithm. And plus, a lot of people don't have 2 hours to spend. But there's so much to unpack with this guy that I'm going to have to break this up into multiple stuff. Right now, I'm actually
that's what I'm saying.
The file that I'm getting some of these.
This guy alone is content for days, dude. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if you know who. Like, I don't know if you know who Colton Harris Moore is.
No.
And he's he was known in the press as the Barefoot Bandit. He hates that label, by the way. It's something the press gave him. But he was known as the Barefoot Bandit back in the early 2000s. He basically eluded the FBI for ever and made them look like fools. And he stole 5 airplanes and taught himself how to fly. Yeah. And he was 19 when he got caught.
So like an evil genius kind of thing.
Basically, but not evil at all. I think he was just acting out as a kid because I've had him on this channel. And as a matter of fact, he won't talk to the press. But I reached out to him and he checked out my content and he agreed to be a guest on this channel 3 or 4 times actually. And he went to prison and but he's real big on accountability and self-improvement and all this stuff. You know what I mean? He's not proud of anything that he's done and that he's known for. He's not proud of it at all. He's trying to make a name for himself to be a motivating person, and set a positive example. So, and that's what's awesome. Really, he's great. And he disappeared. I don't know where he is. One of these days I'll hear from him. But I referred to JLR as the anti-Colton Harris Moore. He's the bizarro Colton Harris Moore is what he is. This is a dude who went to prison. He takes no accountability for his actions. Everything is the government's fault.
Right.
You know, this guy has no sense of accountability or self-awareness, whereas Colton is the total opposite. And he wants to inspire people, and he wants to teach people to do things. He does. This dude negotiated from jail, right? He hired an entertainment lawyer, and he hired and he had like a civil lawyer of some sort, and hired them to negotiate a $1.3 million deal with 20th Century Fox for his story. Now, the movie never got made.
Wow.
But that is the most, at least at the time, that's the most that that studio paid anybody for their story. And he did it so that he could pay back and pay restitution to his victims who he stole from.
Oh wow.
Right.
That's cool.
And you know, he's in the Washington area, and who is our lovely mayor now there, Jenny Durkin, who's the mayor of Seattle now, at the time was the district attorney. And she basically got in front of a bunch of cameras and mics and did a press conference saying that that she's not going to allow him to profit off of this crime and blah blah blah. But he's already aware of that. He's there's the son of Sam law. You can't do that. He knew that. The whole point was for his victims, and he did this for that purpose. And then she took credit for it. And now she's the mayor. Now she's the mayor.
Of course.
You're right. It's unbelievable. People compare him to Frank Abagnale, Catch Me If You Can, kind of, but it's a much different story. And Colton's way cooler. So
anybody who takes accountability like that and changes their life, I'm all for that.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And he's just that guy, man. You know, like he's just that guy, and it's great. Like it's fascinating to listen to him talk. He's all about finances. He loves to talk about money. And it's funny because normally I would be bored to death listening to somebody talk about money the way that he does, but hearing him talk about it is fascinating.
Shots and videos from, so I can properly do this in the right way that I feel
no
like
sugar
it needs to be.
magnolia.
There is also videos of him going to Sandy Hook Memorial, where everything kind of happened, and basically spouting off a conspiracy that Adam Lanza,
See, that's him,
only did all
he doesn't
these
like that
because he was being controlled by the government, like in some weird mind control thing. Again, this is a guy that's going out talking about trying to find Summer Wells, but comes up with these things.
He basically went to the memorial and was trolling people.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. I haven't seen this person in a while. It's because she always spams and does it in all caps, so I have to read her comment. Just got here. I'm in Washington State, so I need to go check this story out. Thank you at the Glare. I love you, Colton. He just played rocks. That's how I hear Julie Richmond whenever she leaves comments.
Jonathan Lee Riches, Sandy Hook Elementary.
This dude's so pleased with himself.
The front entrance. They're not letting anyone in.
They're not letting anyone in.
Adam Lanza was a victim of a mind control experiment.
I told you.
Dude. He's so stupid.
And I'm here to solve the puzzle.
At this point,
does he realize that nobody takes him seriously with a brain? Nobody with a brain takes this guy seriously.
Downloading the whole files that I got, and I am just going to dig and search and do a proper video on JLR. There's so much to unpack with this guy that there's a lot.
I don't know how to say it. There's a lot
this
to
dude is
unpack.
all mind blown.
The guy is completely nuts. The guy is racist. All these things just rolled into one.
He's just an awful human being.
Right.
Nobody likes floppy
He's
things.
as
We
a
the people
kid, bro.
holsters have created
And
a
a
hard,
coward to
sturdy
boot.
belt to keep
Yeah.
everything you need safe. And
If you guys feel like this video wasn't up to par and all over the place, it's because I am right now just being drowned in information on JLR. So if you guys would, please be patient with me and I will come up with a better video. I wanted to kind of get this out there because again, Molly Golightly said that she knows what her friends have done and she doesn't care. And that was kind of a little spark in me to kind of really look into JLR and Andra and stuff like that. And it's like, Molly, these are the people that you say you're your friends. Again, someone who is trying to fight for Summer Wells is also someone who uses Sandy Hook as a way to push conspiracies and wanted to have Susan Smith freed. That doesn't make sense. So folks, if you enjoy what you like here today, please hit that like button and please hit the subscribe button. Again, all my links are down below. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok, you definitely can. And you guys can also support everything I do here by becoming a channel member, Patreon, or also Cash App, $CrewedAF. And until next time, when I have everything downloaded and can sort these things out, we will see you next time.
Yeah.
All right. Comment of the night. The glare, I've been watching you for a long time. I must say, you, sir, are so pleased with yourself. No need to block me. I'm out. Okay. And yes, I'm very pleased with myself. Thank you for noticing.
I guess this is now an airport.
Right. Yeah. Because
You have
to announce your departure.
Yeah.
I get that quite a bit.
I just love it. I'm like, thanks for the view. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
And thanks for participating in the chat. And it's really nice.
Yeah.
Really
my
nice.
favorite are the people who leave like negative comments on my channel. How dare you talk about Molly like that? You were laughing. And I was like, I
love it.
Sometimes I'll leave like old movie quotes just to troll them back because you can't say anything. It's so ridiculous.
I love my comment sections for that exact reason, because I like to it's so much fun. It's so much fun just to troll them back because they're so mad in the first place. They're so mad that they got to take the time to leave a comment. And so like I just use the fact that they're mad and have fun with it. Yeah, I love my comment section.
I'll taunt them and be like, "Come on, insult me, make me laugh."
Right,
they can't do it. I never get the good trolls.
No, there's no, it's terrible. I always feel like, come on, man, give me more. You can out troll me. Come on, somebody out troll me, please. And they never can. But there's I love, my favorites are the ones who will make some sort of allusion to you being you being unintelligent, and then they misspell everything and use terrible punctuation or if any at all. It's always really funny to me. I'm just like, wow.
There are some people that there are certain people that are just diehard MGL fans, and they just, whatever she does is fantastic, and they'll leave these like novel-sized comments on my channel and just making all kinds of claims. You're this, you're that, you're doing this, you're doing that. I'm like, okay, got any specifics?
Dude, and right. And I love that. And I love when they write these long novels. It's like, have you paid attention to me? You know how lazy I am? What in Blue Perfect Hell makes you think that I'm going to read all that? Like, I'm not even going to take the time to read all that. Why would you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to read a short comment, but you're going to write me a novel of something that I clearly don't care about. You know what I mean? Mostly it's your opinion. And I just don't really care what your opinion is. You know what I mean? Like, you're obviously passionate about it, but like, start a channel. You know what I mean? Like if you know, that's the cool thing about YouTube is literally anybody can do what we're doing. Anybody.
Yep.
Like just start a channel. Don't have to go on camera. You know, you can just go live and just talk. If you got that much to write, you know, there you go. You got a little monologue. You got a little critical K, you know, canceled Karen monologue. You know what I mean? Good for you.
Yeah, I had somebody really upset with me because I called Molly a Karen. I was like, because
She's a total Karen.
And
She's
they had a
total
complete meltdown in my comment section. I was like, okay, well, she's still Karen. Thanks for sharing. She's still Karen.
Tina Cox, you already became a member. But yeah, thanks for doing it again. I love it. Appreciate it. Yeah. No, that's dude. She's absolutely a Karen. Like the Gabby Petito, in front of the laundry house thing that she did was the most Karen thing I've ever seen.
Just the other day, and I think I talked about this in one of my recent streams, but she was crying and saying that her son did not make a basketball team. And so their first reaction was they got a lawyer. And I was like, bro, that's a bit extreme. And then she's like, what am I supposed to do?
Get him a basketball tutor. Get him a basketball coach.
Well, she said that they had spent money getting him a personal trainer. And I was like, fire them then.
Right.
Fire them.
Yeah, fire them. Hire somebody else who's going to get the job done.
And then she's like, he cries and he's still upset. What am I supposed to tell him? And I was like, you tell him to stop being a brat and that you're not always going to make the team. Get over it. Try better and maybe you'll get it next time.
It's so funny.
He's like 14. He'll get over it. You know?
Right. He'll live. He probably doesn't even want to. Like he's probably lose interest in basketball altogether in like the next month. You know? Who knows? Yeah, they're all Karens, dude. Everybody in that group is a Karen, dude.
Yeah.
Like you don't
Karens.
You don't walk around with a bullhorn and you're not a Karen. You don't walk around with a bullhorn being the loudest person there with literally nothing to say and not be a Karen. You're the Karen. You're the Karen. And on top of that, yeah, JLR, totally a Karen. You saw that footage where that dude was like yelling and screaming at him because he came onto his property and he's like, you're going to prison. That's a Karen, dude.
Well, you know that thing I posted on my community tab where Bullhorn Betty admitted she's a paid protester. Well, the reason why the person was joking on her about Judge Judy is because back when they were in Florida doing the whole Gabby Petito case, JLR and Andrew were talking about taking the laundries to Judge Judy to sue them for removing one of their signs.
Dude,
like,
yeah, that's right. I heard about that. I wonder if that's going to happen. God, I'd love to see Judge Judy handle that. I'd love to see Judge Judy handle her in her courtroom. That would be so much fun. I'd love to see the laundries. I'd love to see the laundries make asses of themselves on there. And I'd love to see her make an ass of herself on there.
That would be gold.
Yeah. It would be, yeah. God. I mean, that's what Molly Golightly's channel is. It's basically, it's like COVID Springer. You know what I mean? Instead of being in a live studio audience, you know, it's panels, you know, it's like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all it is. These people just yell at each other. Like, it's insane. Like, she threw a fit the other day, bro. Like, she threw a fit because somebody criticized her and how she's handling the Summer Wells case.
Yeah, she cannot handle criticism at all whatsoever. Like, it's one thing to like be irritated and be like, hey, I'm mad this person said this, but she did a full-on 13-hour stream crying, weeping about it. Who does that?
Crazy people, dude. Crazy people. Awful people. It's so funny to me. And people like dump money on her for it. You know what I mean? Oh my God.
Because a lot of the
Molly's upset. Marissa's upset. What are we going to do here, Marissa?
Not everybody, but a lot of people in her audience are just like her, or they see something in her that is also in them. So they identify her in that way. So they throw money at her. They like the drama. It's a lot of them are, you know, they're sitting at home, they're bored, and they throw money at someone because they see Molly's entertainment.
And here's the thing. I'm like, more power to her. You know, if you're a drama channel and you're good at it, man, hell yeah, dude, do your drama. That's awesome. But stay the hell away from a missing kids case.
Well, that's exactly my point. Like, if she wants to do her crazy streams and make tons of money, hey, go for it. I hope you make a lot of money. But my issue comes in is when she's, you know, doxing people and threatening people and slandering people. And then when she's getting involved in these cases, and then she's literally messing up these investigations, touching things and protesting things that don't need to be protested. It's ridiculous.
Hold on. Let's see this real quick. Hold on. What is this comment? Alyssa Jet saying, what's wrong about this is painting these people with those of My Pillow creator who nothing is wrong with, and others who supported what our prior administration was doing, and not this hate America. Nobody here says they hate America. Nobody here said that.
Nobody said that.
Yeah, no.
It just happened to be that's who they were in the clip. I mean, we just played the clip, and
I mean, I got eyes, bro. I got eyes. I know what I saw. You know, I played it numerous times. Like that, and I Googled what the hand symbol was for white power. And the dude straight up said white power. And he was talking about My Pillows. Was he not? It was the same guy.
So here's kind of like my view on that. If there is somebody that espouses the same ideology as you and they're screaming white power, then I think the best thing to do is to call them out and remove them from your movement instead of being upset when people are pointing a light to it.
And I agree with you in that sense, Alyssa Jet. Let's go, Brandon. I'm not a Biden fan, and I'm not ashamed to say that. But that doesn't mean that I got to hang out with racists.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not a Biden fan either.
You know, I'm not going to make excuses for racism. You know what I mean? Just because I'm not a fan of Joe Biden. That's crazy.
Yeah, see, I don't like either one. So like to me, it's just a matter of what was in that clip. I don't care who they were rooting for. That doesn't bother me either way.
Yeah.
But it was the screaming the white power thing.
Right. I didn't care that they wore Trump shirts. I didn't care that they wore MAGA hats. I didn't care about any of that. What I cared about was the fact that I heard this dude straight up say white power, and then like homegirl was holding up the white power symbol the entire video from beginning to end. And these are the people advocating or claiming to be advocating for Summer Wells. And I just read her history. I mean, this woman seemed to have spent the majority of her adult life in the back of a police car.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying?
It's amazing to me that she doesn't have more empathy for families like the Wells that's
what I'm saying.
A past of domestic violence and drugs and alcohol, DUIs. It's like, why is she not seeing herself in these people and saying, well, I have a lot in common with them, so let me not just like completely dog them for having a criminal past.
I listened to her spout off about you know, and not even true. You know what I'm saying? Saying that Don and Candace smoke crack. And I was like, where the hell did she even hear that? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I have a police report right there. So even if it is true, why do you get to throw stones at him when I'm looking at a police report that states that you got busted with a baggie of coke and a scale with coke on it? So, and 4 ecstasy pills.
Yeah, that's more than just her having a night.
Yeah. Listen,
you know,
man, nobody's carrying a scale in their purse if they're not selling that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been around the block. You know what I mean? Like, I was just smart enough not to get caught doing stupid shit. And then I managed to quit before I did get caught because I knew at some point my luck was going to run out. So, but I mean, and like I said, maybe she's changed for the better as far as that goes. You know, I can't share information like that and make the point that I'm making without giving her the benefit of the doubt. Genuinely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Like I hope that her and JLR have truly found some redemptive arc in their story, but it's like, okay, if that's the case, and that should point even more toward them having empathy for these families. And it's like, there's a lot of people with records. I don't have one, but there's a lot of people that do. And it's like, why is it that that's the first thing they attack when they start looking at these families? And it's like, they immediately want to blame the parents. It's like, it's not always the parents, like sometimes it actually is somebody else.
That's my whole thing. This is what I've talked about on this channel. I've always talked about, real crime cases. And one thing that I'm always the one that's like, don't jump to those conclusions. Everybody wants to blame the husband, the boyfriend, or the parents, right? Depending on if it's a woman who was killed or a child. And I'm like, well, the thing is if you're wrong about that. Now I get if there's all this overwhelming evidence, like Letitia Stock did that. You know what I'm saying? She totally did it. I read the police report. I read the original arrest affidavit. I saw the pictures of the crime scene, and it's awful. And yeah, I mean, everything adds up to where she did it. And it's not even so much an innocent until proven guilty type thing for me as it is, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know, you weren't there. And it's crazy irresponsible to have such a large platform and stir up hate on somebody who could very well be missing the person more than anybody, and suffering the most.
And then that's the thing, is like, Don Wells could actually be a complete POS. But does that also mean that he did something to his daughter? Like, both of those could also.
Does that mean he doesn't love his daughter?
Right.
Even though he's engaged in horrible decisions and bad habits? Sure.
Exactly.
It does not mean that. And maybe that's the only good thing about him. You know what I mean? You just don't know. So it's crazy irresponsible to get a whole bunch of idiots riled up. Because I'm telling you, if you support Molly Golightly, you're probably not playing with a full deck upstairs. Just saying. I mean, if you're that supportive of her, you got some sort of issues. I don't know what they are, maybe self-esteem issues or something. I don't know. But if you're in support of Molly Golightly and what she's doing, in support of these people, of JLR and Bullhorn Betty, I mean, there's something wrong with you. There's definitely something wrong with you. And they take full advantage of this. And the thing is it's having just a little bit of empathy, man. It's not that difficult. I don't understand why that's so difficult, because all you got to do, I don't want to hear that, Danny B or Alyssa Jet. I don't even want to hear that. I know it is. I saw it. I saw racist people throwing that sign up. I mean, I know what it means. I don't care. Just tell me it's a hoax. It's not a hoax when I'm seeing it all over the place as soon as I hit images and Googled it. You know what I mean? It's not a hoax if I see a whole bunch of different races that don't even know each other throwing that thing up. But yeah, I'm always talking on this channel about how it's very irresponsible, and it's really messed up to throw accusations at somebody who you don't know if they're suffering the most out of all of this, unless you have enough evidence to indicate, and that's the thing, is there's nothing. I mean, here's my thing. I think I don't know if Don and Candace had anything to do with Summer's disappearance. I don't have any idea. I don't know. I'm not saying they did. I'm not saying they didn't. What I am saying, though, is it doesn't add up, in the sense that if you look at how sloppy these two are all the time, and the way that in the decisions that they've been making since this happened, you would think that they would slip up. You would think that there would be some sort of evidence connecting them to Summer's disappearance. Right.
And they're not clever, and they're not educated.
I'm not defending them.
Yeah. They're not these masterminds.
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, because the other thing is too, it's like all of these people on that team, they're always spouting due process. But then when it comes to these cases, it's like they want to gatekeep who they think is innocent, who isn't. And if they automatically deem you as guilty, it's like due process goes out the window, which is why at the Laundrie's house, you saw MGL screaming that the FBI should just go in there and rip them out. And I'm like, they can't do that if there was no crime that they can actually charge them with.
Well, I mean, my whole
They
thing
can't
is
do that.
my whole thing. I was in support. Let me read this real quick. Well, I know it's not much at all, but I wanted you to know that you are truly appreciated. Wishing you the very best of the upcoming new year. Thank you, Julie Witcherman. You are very, very sweet. And give me get out of here with that. It's not much. Anything is just your comments are appreciated, you know, in your all caps craziness. But I love you very much, and I love everybody in here very much. So I appreciate you guys. Just participating in the chat is just something that I'm alone grateful for. So don't give me that. I don't know. I know it's not much crap. I it doesn't. My whole thing is, you know, exercise your First Amendment right. Like what the laundries were doing is messed up, and I believe that they even helped hide them and they funded them. I think that $20,000 was escape money provided to them by the parents. Otherwise, they wouldn't be trying to get it. So I think what they're trying to do is get it back. So I'm all for people protesting in front of their house. I have no problem with that.
Absolutely.
I have no problem with that. But Molly Golightly only did it for clout.
Yes.
She only did it for, and her obviously, you just look at her track record. She doesn't know nearly enough about the case. I guarantee you.
And she also, because here's the thing, and I've said this before on my channel, it's like protesting is awesome. Everybody should do it at least once. It's your right to do so.
I'm protesting right now. You're protesting with me right now.
Correct.
We're exercising our First Amendment right as we speak right now by speaking on something that we feel strongly about.
However, she crosses boundaries. She takes it too far. When she walked up to the door and was banging on it, when she was putting flyers on their property, on their vehicle, like there's so many instances where she just takes it too far and then still wants to say that that's her First Amendment. And it's like, no, you are now encroaching on somebody else's.
It is her First
right
Amendment
to
right.
not be absolutely harassed,
Right. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. The thing is, it is her First Amendment right. The problem is that there's a difference between exercising it and abusing it.
Mm-hmm.
And what she does is abuse her First Amendment right. That's what JLR does. He abuses. So this person, this person's always flip-flopping. And in my comments section, this is one of the people I like to have fun with in my comment section, by the way. MGL exposed herself last night. She sucks with fake image. She was asked to help with missing kids. She said Gabby's had attention in a story. Summer has a story. She don't know the other. Why would she slipped? I don't know what that means. But thank you.
I got nothing on that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I got yeah, she had no right to go on their property either. I don't understand why she doesn't think that trespassing is a thing. That's another thing. Because she doesn't have boundaries. Right. She got on the laundry's property, which you're not supposed to do. When I say exercise your First Amendment rights, that means stay in the public street. So nobody told you to go on their property. You know what I mean? And then there's Candace fills out a complaint because it was on the news. Candace fills out a complaint that a trespassing complaint for Molly Golightly and those other idiots for going on her property, which she has every right to do. You're not going to come on my property and accuse me of being a murderer of my own child, and I'm just going to let you get away with that. No.
Well, Molly literally in a stream held up her phone and showed her climbing a mountain, and the no trespassing sign is right there. So just that wasn't smart.
No, and then when she gets shot being on somebody's property, because there was some shack too. That's somebody's property. You can't just, and this is Tennessee. You're lucky you did not get shot.
Right.
You were lucky you did not get shot.
Well, here's the other thing is that what if there was evidence in there? You've now tainted it. So
Exactly.
now you
Exactly.
have given fodder to the defense to say, oh, well, we're going to throw this out of court because these random people touched it. So we have no way of knowing if the DNA has been,
Right.
you know, messed with.
They are habitually obstructing this investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Like habitually. Like they're pathologically doing it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like going over, I mean, I was mad. I did a stream and I was actually like really mad because they filmed footage over Don's parents' grave and there was some sort of structure and common sense was screaming at me. You know what I'm saying?
I saw that video. Yeah.
Common sense.
Clearly, they probably had flowers there. That's pretty typical. A lot of people will make little flower gardens and stick memorabilia.
And if you did right, and if you did any homework as far as how the day went when Summer disappeared, Summer's grandmother and with Summer were planting flowers in their front yard because they like to do that. So to insinuate that her little 5-year-old body was in this weird shallow grave, man, that was just messed up. And you're doing this to, and the way that I see that is you're saying you're pro Summer, but you're not taking into consideration. You're looking at it like it's Don's parents. You're not looking at it like it's Summer's grandparents. You are desecrating that grave, whether you touched it or not.
Mm-hmm.
By filming it and saying the things that you were saying about it, you are desecrating that grave. You are desecrating that person's memory or that couple's memory, and you're desecrating their peace. That's why you say rest in peace. You're taking away from that peace of their resting place.
And it's like, do they think that the cadaver dogs were not going to pick up on a shallow grave? Like, do they not it's like they don't know how any of this works.
They don't.
And I'm not even in true crime, and I know
I've been going live. I've been going live. Yeah, I've been going live almost every night, like talking about this stuff because like they just keep giving me content, dude. Like there's the one where dude, it's like a shallow hill, dude. And she's saying there's no way that they searched this with cadaver dogs. They couldn't have gotten through it. I was like, I used to play in that. I used to play in that shit when I was 5 years old. What are you talking about?
She's like, they need construction experts. And I was like,
what?
Okay, just because you're out of shape does not mean that everybody else is.
That's what I'm saying. You know, people that, you know, the trained professionals that were assigned to searching for Summer, the trained professionals, they weren't wearing heels and carrying a Louis Vuitton bag. I promise you. Promise you. You know, they can get in there. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, dude, and all you got to do is go in there with a machete. You know what I mean? Just even if, like, you know, even if you don't want, you know what I mean? Even if, like, but I would imagine that they're not trying to taint any evidence. Now, you got to remember back in June when they searched this, there were leaves. You know what I mean? So it was a lot harder to see, but you could still get through there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the whole reason they didn't allow volunteers to search. That's the entire reason. They just stuck with the law enforcement agencies that are assigned to looking for Summer.
That makes sense.
I don't know if you need a permit. I doubt they're going to give me a hard time if I'm counter protesting for the TBI. You know what I mean? I doubt they're going to give me a hard time. Like, I'm going to have the law on my side. Well, you know what I mean? So,
by the way, Toaster Oven, somebody left a comment on my channel the other day that was like, is that you? Are you Toaster Oven? I was like, who? So, good to see you.
Everybody loves toast, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the fascination with it. I mean, I like toast.
This was random. Totally random. I didn't even have a channel when I picked this. So.
Right. Yeah, there's that. There's Toaster Oven in the chat, and then there's Sexy Toast that umbrella guy does. Yeah, that umbrella guy like plays this little thing of toast like rubbing itself with butter. And,
oh yeah.
And it's playing a really slow down version of "I'm All Out of Love." I think it is. I'm not sure what song it is. Yeah, but it's pretty funny. That umbrella guy is awesome. Let's see. People asked Molly, would she cover Michael Vaughn? She said no story there. She said only interested in drama or a story. Interested if drama or a story. That her group not searches or investigators, just a pressure cooker. Yeah, I mean, they're not doing anything productive at all. Like nothing that's positive in finding Summer Wells and finding out what happened to her. Absolutely jack shit.
And that's sad too, because she has a lot of influence.
Right, that's my point. Yeah, she has like 50,000 subs. She could actually do a lot of good. She just chooses not to, and it's really funny to me. I mean,
and not only that, but she literally can't get along with these other channels that are also covering the case.
Yeah.
I can name a half a dozen that she's had a falling out with just in the last couple of months.
Yeah. And yeah, she called Summer Wells a cash cow. We all know about that. And it's just, it's too much for me, man. Like I you know, she could actually, and what's really ironic, I've said this many times already, but it's really ironic to me because what's funny is if she actually did investigating, if she actually supported the law enforcement agencies charged with the responsibility of finding Summer, if she did these things and actually gave scrupulous content, she would make a lot more money than she's making.
But don't you know that would require work?
Right. Yeah. But she would. Like, that's what's so funny to me. If you're doing it for the money, do it right. You'll make more. You know what I mean? And I would help her out.
But
I'd be in full support of her.
If you notice the streams where she has to interview someone or talking to anybody, and it's just there's not any like real drama going on, she just seems incredibly bored.
Right.
She just can't stand it.
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't care, you know? She doesn't care. It's like whatever subs I can get.
Yeah. And that's why even if she were to change her content to something more serious, more investigative, more like actual respectful stuff, she's going to lose most of her subs because, like this person said, they're absolutely right. A lot of people are there just to see the train wreck.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, you couldn't all of a sudden you're going to be a scrupulous creator. You're going to lose everybody who's watching because these are people that are only interested in watching a train wreck. They're only interested in the drama. They're not interested in, you know, and the reason why Molly does this is because she knows that a missing little girl is going to tug at the heartstrings of people. Mm-hmm. Whether they actually care that she's found or not, they want to care. You know what I mean? They want to they want to come off like they care,
right? Because it's virtue signaling.
Absolutely. But
if you criticize her at all, then she can now use that and be like, "Oh, you don't want me to find a missing girl," and then it becomes gaslighting.
Yeah. See, I don't have a problem telling people, hey, please like this video. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because I'm trying to hit 10K by the end of the year. And I'm like 150 off last time I looked. So I just, man, like, and the reason why I don't mind doing that is because I feel good about the content that I put out. I don't feel guilty, because I know that I'm trying to do something positive and productive with my platform, and I would sleep better knowing that it was built on doing things that are positive and productive. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just, it just makes me feel good, like the only people that trash me are the ones that suck. You know what I mean? Like, it's true. That speaks volumes. Think about it. Like the only people who go out of their way to trash me on their channels are people with like no scruples at all, no class, none. Like, it's always like the trash channels, always.
Mm-hmm. And it's funny because they try so hard to, I don't know how they do with you, but for me, they just throw everything at the wall, hoping that something is going to make me rage or yell or cuss them out. And I never do. And they don't know what to do with themselves because I just troll them back. I either ignore them or I laugh and troll them back, and they don't know how to handle that.
Yeah, and what happens to me is like I just don't care. Like if you're on my, you're in my chat or whatever, you know what I mean? I mean, my demographic is 90% women. So if you know, if I call you out on being an idiot, it's not me being misogynistic. It's just me calling you an idiot because you're acting like one and because you displayed yourself as one. But what your gender is means nothing to me. You know, and then they always want to say that I'm abusive towards women. That's what Laura tried saying. That how dare you go after a woman?
And yet this is the same. And then you know what she did today? She was talking about this guy named Whiskey or Wog, saying that she was so glad that he screamed and yelled at another woman. And she was like, "Oh, his rant to this woman was hilarious." And I'm like, "Okay, so." Because
when it's funny, it's cool, right? When it makes you laugh, it's cool, but not.
And of course, MGL and Lar will also have men in their chats on their panels saying the most horrific things about other women. My opinion, I don't care what you are. You know, it's like I think that if you dish it out, you should be able to take it. That's just my point of view.
Yes, this is Burnt Toast Toaster Oven.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I don't like to go much longer than 2 hours. Watch now, Cherry K is going to quote that and put it in the chat. Cherry K always takes everything I say and turns it into something filthy, which I love that about her actually. But yeah, I appreciate you joining me tonight, Burnt Toast. I really enjoyed our conversation. I really predicted that it would go this way because I was listening to you and I was like, I bet she's going to be fun to have on a panel.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And Crew Def is cool
anytime.
Too. Yeah.
Anytime. And mods, please make sure to share Burnt Toast's link in the chat. Like blast the chat with it, please. Yeah, I will hopefully we'll set something up and do this again. I would really enjoy that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Right on. All right. Have a good night.
You too. See ya.
Yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe to Burnt Toast, man. She's awesome. I really that the common sense coming from her was just such a breath of fresh air. It's nice to actually have conversations with people like this one from time to time instead of just spouting it out by myself up here sometimes. So, but yeah. Make sure you subscribe to Burnt Toast if you're not already. And please like this video and make sure to subscribe to me too, man. I'm trying to hit that 10K, guys. I'm trying to hit that 10K by the end of the year. So share this, all that stuff. I appreciate you guys. I love you very much. And we will do this again very, very soon, my friends.